In the last episode, I dug this massive hole and told everyone that there was a very secret and very powerful farm that's going to be put into it. With this farm, I'll be one step closer to reaching my goal of obtaining the netherite beacon in Minecraft. To obtain all the netherite blocks needed, 164 to be exact, I am going to need 5,904 ancient debris.
On top of that,
I'm going to need that much gold to craft with the netherite scraps to make the netherite ingots. So let's just say, I did some searching and found that this is the absolute fastest gunpowder farm designed by Methods. I just can't wait to have a creeper waterfall in my own world. Our first step is to mark out and align the schematic for the farm with the exact center of the perimeter. With the schematic in the correct place, we can now start on the first level of the farm. We are going to need all of the deep slate that I own to fill in the big platform. I realized that I could speed up this process by using a beacon with the speed 2 effect. So, with the beacon built, we can now quickly place in all these blocks. Now in all the little holes that we have left, I now need a dispenser in each of them. 441 to be exact. And I don't just have 441 dispensers just laying around. So we're going to have to craft some up. And each dispenser takes a bow, and bows don't stack.
This'll be fun.
With all of the string that I currently have, we could craft up 10 bows. Yeah, this is nowhere near enough. This string duper could help speed up the process a bit.
I'd say that's pretty good.
With plenty of string, we can now craft up the bows, and then painfully craft up all the dispensers from them one by one. After about 20 minutes of that, we can now place them each into their own little hole. Now that we've got all the dispensers in, we need to have a boat in each of them for a specific reason that you will see later. For the next layer, we'll need a bunch of glass and leaves. I later recognized that I can't use any other glass other than tinted glass, due to the other glasses not being dark enough for mobs to spawn. With all the amethyst I have, I wasn't quite able to craft enough in the moment, but luckily there are some geodes in the perimeter. I also needed to steal a few leaves from the local trees. We can now place these into their correct orientation. While I was at it, I also added water sources to all of the leaves. Hello there. This may seem a little odd to be using dispensers and leaves and boats for a creeper farm, but trust me, it gets weirder. But as long as I get my creeper waterfall in the end, I'll be happy. With some extra amethyst from the base and fortune 3, I now have just enough for the tinted glass needed. And with that, we can now get all the glass placed where it needs to be. After that little jam session, I then built a sea pickle farm and a cactus farm for green dye. This should be all the sea pickles we need for this farm. We can now actually grab these out of this chest and take them and put them into the correct place in the farm. And with these last few in, we can now move on to the next material needed. Approximately 2 shulkers of trapdoors. So let's get right to the deforestation. With the air now less clean, we can now turn the wood into trapdoors. And with them all crafted up, we could add them to the creeper waterfall. And bam! With this last trapdoor, we now have the next step completed. The The next layer is where it starts to get serious. This is where the farm starts to take shape and where the materials are getting a little bit more complicated, like obsidian and stacks of green concrete. For all the concrete, I created a concrete converter that will help speed up the process of this farm greatly. To use it, put the concrete powder in the chest and flick the lever. Then, get into place using this trapdoor and hold right click or use an auto clicker to place down the concrete powder. Also, make sure that you are looking at the last block when placing for maximum efficiency. With all of the concrete converted, we can now place it all into the creeper waterfall machine. Moving along, I also added stairs in these spots, and water in them as well. These are now the only 4 materials that I need to complete the most powerful creeper farm in all of Minecraft. First and foremost, the obsidian. I also built a farm for this as well, using the wither to break the obsidian platform as soon as it regenerates. It wasn't so easy though. I had to fight the wither not once, but 2 times due to me misplacing it and it escaping from the cave. I ran the farm for about an hour and I think that I have enough to never have to run it again. With an inventory full of obsidian, we can now build up the first layer of the nether portals. With the string from the string duper, we could craft it up into wool for carpets. And I wanted the carpets to be black, so let's place in the carpets. I didn't happen to have any blackstone for the buttons in my chest, so I had to dive into the nether to look for some. With the final buttons down, this entire area is spawn-proofed. We can now start to put together the nether portals so that the creepers can be taken to the nether and killed. Now that the nether portals are built, we also need to spawn-proof them as well. That finally completes the overworld side of the farm. Well, actually, just kidding. We actually have one final step. Activate all the dispensers to get the boats into place. Let me explain. This is a look at one single cell or module in this farm. Each one has waterlogged leaf block, the sea pickles, and now a boat on top. This boat is in place so that when the creepers spawn on the platform, they are immediately sucked into it and up through the nether portal to the killing chamber. Credits again to Methods for this genius design. One final step, and very important step, is to also have an AFK platform built at the correct height and location in the farm for the best rates. So now, onto the nether side. This contains the killing chamber and the storage system that has a shulker loader because this farm produces so much gunpowder. Finally, we could grab out our flint and steel and light up all the portals to send these creepers to their inevitable doom. So now if I ever want to use the creeper farm, I can just stand on the top of this scaffolding, leave and rejoin to shut off the mob switch, and then the creepers should start raining down in the nether. In just a minute or 2, I was able to get about a shulker box and a half of gunpowder. Thank you for coming along this journey where I took this big hole and I turned it into a spectacular farm. If you would like to see more content like this, then click that subscribe button so that you never miss a video. Hope you enjoyed the video and have a great rest of your day.